Hey guys, I'm Joe Miller. We're just 2 days away from the big final where SKTT1 are going to take on Royal Club at the Staples Center. So we thought we'd sit down, have a bit of a discussion, joined by Zion Spartan, Snoopy, Deficio, and Crumbs. And so guys, we're going to jump into this one. First of all, I want to know a little bit more about the game itself. Like, where are the strengths and weaknesses of SKTT and Royal Club in this one? Where's this game going to be won and lost?
I think one of the big things that everyone's going to talk about is Faker. Like Faker in the mid lane, how that matchup's going to go. But the only thing is we saw White completely destroy Pecky in lane. So White can probably actually hold up his own against Faker in lane. It's going to be really, there's going to be some key champions where they're going to have to like bounce back and forth between each other in the picks and ban phase, which will be integral.
I think the bottom lane for SKT is going to be a pretty big factor. Going into their match against Najin Blacksword, Praying Kane, one of the most praised bottom lanes in the world, seemed to just got dominated by Piglet and Pumandu. Going into the matchup against Tabe and Uzi, Tabe is not known for being a strong laner as support. He could very easily give up kills to Piglet and Pumandu. So I think that if SKT forces 2v2, they could potentially get ahead with their AD carry and support in the lane.
I think another important thing will be the jungle pressure, because in the Najin Sword versus SKT game, Watch would come up to snowball Expression a lot of the times, and that would make a big difference in him applying a lot of pressure top lane. So I'm really interested to see how Lucky and Bengi will match up, because they can apply pressure to lanes and cause other lanes to win.
Okay, so let's move into picks and bans then. There are a lot of champions in this matchup that are going to be highly contested. Where's your pick for this one? We saw Whites, for example, playing a brilliant Orianna until it got banned out. We know how strong Faker is throughout many different champions. Where's the area to focus for these teams?
For me personally, like we could see the Annie being banned. I'm not entirely sure if it will or not. But mid lane especially, I think the Orianna Gragas are going to be very key picks, because Gragas is really well against Orianna. Are they going to leave the Gragas open or not?
Going into the mid lane, I think purple side must ban Orianna. Faker's main champion coming into the OGN was Orianna. That was what he was known for. He has the most games on this champion, is a highly skilled mid laner, and Orianna is just too strong at this moment. So I think that that's going to have to be banned by every team that's on purple side. You just cannot let it through, and it will be first pick. There is no other priority at this point.
Yeah, another thing we can look at is just the top lane, because in this tournament we've seen Renekton as coming out as like the superstar pick for top lane. He doesn't really have any counters in the current meta that you're using, and it's been banned or first picked in many of the games, especially in China as well, so Royal really wants it. The question is though, how is SKT going to handle it? Because if they, let's say Shen is banned and they go for the Renekton, then what's SKT going to go against it? If they go Jax, they'll get destroyed, and that's pretty much their champion pool for top lane, those three. So the question is, what are they going to do with top lane? They're going to leave everything open, they're going to ban two of them, like, what are they going to do?
I think it's very easy for them to forget about the top lane, seeing as how mid lane's so important with the Orianna, the Ahri, the Fizz, and the Zed, that I think one team might let the Renekton slip through, and that might give Royal or SKT a big advantage in the top lane matchup.
So let's get down to the key people in this one rather than the champions. Like, who's going to be the man to watch for you?
For me, it's White against Faker. I think there's so much in these mid lanes. I think it's definitely going to be down to those two.
Again, I agree. It's all down to the mid lane. It seems in this current meta that the strong assassins are really, really important, and who's going to get ahead in that lane can cause so much pressure in the other lanes that it's Whites versus Faker.
We stick into the mid lane?
No, we go to the supports, as I've been talking about. I definitely think it's about if the bot lanes get to 2v2, Pumandu will outperform and Tapper, and therefore snowball Piglet and give a huge advantage to SKT. If they do get to 2v1 and Tapper gets his Annie or his Sona, he can do the engages, he can be the big playmaker and the MVP.
I think it's not going to be one person in specific, one role. I definitely think it has to do with the jungle and support, because the way I see it, whoever gets the better wards level 1 is going to be the support that has the edge, and then after that, it's going to be up to the jungler to take advantage of their vision edge and win the game. One of these teams is going to be looking for 1v2s. If they get 1v2'd, it's completely up to the jungler to snowball the game faster than the other jungler. So I think Bengi and Lucky are going to be the players to watch for, and whoever can outperform the other one, especially in a 1v2 game, will win the game.
Well, let's talk about winning the game then. Who's going to win it?
3-2 Royal.
3-1 for Royal.
3-1 Royal.
3-0 Royal.
So, everybody for Royal. That kind of surprised me a little bit that everyone's for Royal in this one.
What about you?
I don't have an opinion. I'm an unbiased commentator.
Wow.
Someone's going to get 3 games and win Season 3.